Iya Barakat was a popular food vendor at the village market of Akure. Her food was legendary, whispered about in every corner of the town. People came from far and wide to eat her food. Sometimes, when there are so much customers at Iya Barakat's store, all the dishes will be left dirty and unattended to, and then people will line up to wash their dishes before they can get served at the store. Iya Barakat will tell them to make sure you wash your plates. Wash the plates and bring them before I serve you. If you come with a dirty plate, I will not serve you. And you will see the customers hesitantly running to wash their dishes just to have a taste of Iya Barakat's tasty meal. Iya Barakat, with her imposing figure and sharp eyes, ruled over her kitchen like a queen. Her dishes were truly delicious. You can never have a taste of Iya Barakat's meal without coming back the next day. But there was a mystery that surrounded Iya Barakat's restaurant. A secret that piqued the curiosity of her colleagues, because they wondered why Iya Barakat's restaurant was always crowded with customers to the extent that they would have to line up and even wash their own dishes before they get served. Whenever Iya Barakat is cooking, there's a particular pot she is very strict about. She will warn all her staffs not to open that pot. And whenever she's cooking, she's always standing in front of that pot or sitting close to that pot just to make sure that nobody opens the pot. Only Iya Barakat opens and closes that particular pot. And also, every day, there's a particular place Iya Barakat always visits before daybreak. Another food vendor that sells food on the same street where Iya Barakat's restaurant is located decided to find out what exactly Iya Barakat does to attract customers, because she no longer makes sales. All her customers have gone to Iya Barakat's store. Nobody visits her restaurant anymore. She was told by one of Iya Barakat's staff that Iya Barakat is always standing in front of a particular pot whenever that pot is on the fire, and that she always leaves early hours of the morning to a particular place and comes back before daybreak. And so, this food vendor decided to find out what exactly and where exactly Iya Barakat visits. The next day, she secretly followed Iya Barakat just to ensure that she discovers where she always visits in the morning. Unfortunately, she failed because all of a sudden she lost track of Iya Barakat's movements and she just gave up. Iya Barakat's restaurant continued to flourish and boom, with more and more customers coming from east, west, north, and south just to have a taste of her meal. The demand of customers became higher and she needed more hands at the restaurant, and she employed a young girl called Labake. Labake was an intelligent, curious, and determined young woman who just got a job at Iya Barakat's restaurant. On the day she resumed, Iya Barakat strictly warned her, just as she has always warned the other staff of that particular pot, that she should not go close to that pot and she should not open that pot. One day, Labake asked one of the staffs at the restaurant why Iya Barakat always gave a strict warning not to open that pot. And her colleague said, "I don't know. Ever since I've been working in this restaurant, nobody dares to open this pot. So please, Labake, in order not to buy Iya Barakat's trouble, don't try to go close or open her pots." Labake became more curious and wondered what exactly was inside that pot that forbade Iya Barakat from allowing anyone to open the pots. And she asked herself, what exactly is she hiding in that pot that is so precious? I am Labake, and I must find out what exactly is in that pot. One day, Labake almost opened the pot, but Iyabarakat caught her and was very angry at Labake and seriously warned her not to ever come close again. But this did not stop Labake's curiosity. She was this kind of girl that is determined to find out something if she puts her mind to it. Labake discovered that there is a particular place Iyabarakat visits every morning, and she decided to follow Iyabarakat secretly again to find out where she is always going to. Labake was shocked and surprised as to what she has just discovered. She just found out where Iyabarakat always visited, but she decided not to say a word because she still needs to find out what exactly is in that pot that Iyabarakat always covers. My name is Labake, she said, and I always find anything I want to find. One busy day at the restaurant, Labake was thinking of a way to distract Iyabarakat from the front of this pot. And then she quickly went to Iyabarakat and started shouting, Madam, the shop is on fire, the shop is on fire. Come and see, the shop is on fire. And out of fear, Iyabarakat was shocked and was distracted and quickly hurried to the front of the shop to see the fire outbreak, forgetting the pot on the fire. And Labake seized the opportunity. She tiptoed to the pot. Her heart was trembling, her hands were shaking. Labake lifted the lid, expecting to find a treasure of culinary wonders, but what she saw made her scream in horror. Because instead of the delicious dishes the pot contained, she saw a liquid, dark and ominous, a blood boiling inside the pot. Labake started shouting. The commotion drew everyone's attention, and soon the entire restaurant was staring at the open pot of blood boiling on the fire. Iyabarakat returned, her eyes narrowing as she took in the scene. Then she realized that, she has been caught, and she started confessing. But before she started confessing, Labake had already started narrating how she discovered that Iyabarakat always visited a mortuary where she gets liquid used in washing dead bodies to cook her meal. And then she also visited a native doctor who always gave her a substance to pour into that pot, just so that substance can turn into blood. And the more the blood boiled on the fire, the more customers. As the blood is boiling, the customers are trooping in and out of the restaurants. Iyabarakat started narrating how she started the food business at the initial stage and how there was no sales. That sometimes she will come to the shop and for 2 days she won't make sales and all her food will get spoiled and wasted. And she really needed money to take care of her children, and she decided to go into diabolical means. That is why she uses water used in washing dead bodies and then the boiling blood from the native doctor to cook, just so she can start making sales. And ever since then, she has been making a lot of sales. The villagers were so mad at Iyabarakat after listening to her confession because she has been poisoning them with mortuary water and deadly blood. They started chasing her. They chased Iyabarakat with the intention of killing her, and she ran into the evil forest. Until date, nobody knows where Iyabarakat is, and they destroyed her restaurant. They also thanked Labake for her bravery and courage, because if not for that, nobody would have known the source of Iyabarakat's delicious meals, neither would they have known that they have actually been feeding with mortuary water. Was how the story of Iyabarakat, the food vendor, ended. And from that day on, the people of Akure became very conscious of how they eat and where they eat. And likewise to you too, watching this story, be very cautious of where you eat, because you never can tell how that meal was made. Thank you so much for watching my story. My name is Onyi Stories and Folktale, and please, if you haven't subscribed, kindly support me. Please click on the subscribe button and click also on the notification button